Yo, what's happening, people? We're back out, we're doing another vid. I've come back to Lovells at Tallington purely because for this video I'm going to try and do something I've never done, and there'll be quite a few of you that watch this also in the same boat, and that is catch a carp on a zig. It's something I need to bring into my fishing, and I think a lot of us do, if we're honest. A lot of us avoid it, or we don't really understand it, so we don't chuck one out, or every now and then we'll chuck one out and it doesn't work because we don't really know why we're chucking it out. So I'm going to try catch my first ever carp on a zig in this vid. I've got no kit out yet. I've got 2 bloody layers of clothing on. It's quite cold, but I'll spin you around and just show you where we are and why I've come here. Firstly, I'll show you that sun that's coming up. So hopefully that's going to be sat on my back. If you've seen vlog 2, I was in here. I've come back in here because it's only been a few days on since I last fished. The sun is going to hit that back tree line. That's where I'm going to be fishing, where I caught off the bottom last time. And I thought, do you know what, it makes sense to come here. So you'll see I've got no kit out yet, but I'm going to get everything set up, and then we'll talk through what I'm doing, and yeah, basically see if I can catch a bloody carp on a zig, because that'd be awesome. And it'll be a big confidence boost, not just for me, but for any of you watching this that have never caught one as well, because if the old East Coast can catch one, anyone can, can't they? So let's get some kit out and let's get started. Just while I'm getting set up, I'll just point out the reason I've come back to this lake is, one, it's got loads of fish in it. If you've not seen the drone footage video I put up, check it out. You'll see there's, I don't know, 300-400 fish in this lake. It's maybe 2 acres, so there's loads of fish in there. 2, it's relatively shallow, so in winter that's a good thing, aim at a shallow lake. And 3, it actually fishes in the winter. That's something key. If you're going to go out fishing winter like I am, and you're not after any particular specimen fish, or you just want to go and try catch some fish, put yourself on a lake where you stand a chance. Because if you go on a really deep, low stock gravel pit in the depths of winter, you're 99% not going to catch anyway, but you're not even going to go out the house, because you know before you go out you're pissing in the wind. So at least come in here. There's nothing massive in here. If it's not about the size, sometimes in winter just going out and trying things like I'm trying today, that is what is key. So yeah, anyway, we're 3 minutes in, we've got no rod set up. I'll see you when they're all set. So I've just finished setting all 3 rods up. They're all fished exactly the same. You'll see straight through main line, straight from the reel, straight down to a Korda lead clip. Couldn't be any lead clip, doesn't need to be a Korda one, that's just what I've got. And you'll see instead of a tail rubber, I've got on here a very small piece of a silicone mud sleeve. That's going to act as my tail rubber. So I'm going to slide that back on. Then I'm going to push it on loads. You don't want it on loads, just on the edge. So that acts for when the cast, the lead clip can't open, the lead won't come off. But when it's in situ and I get a bite and the fish just shakes his head, the lead's gone. The lead's dumped instant, which is exactly what you want. From the videos I've seen, that's what you want. So you're left with that direct contact to the fish, and there's no like pendulum motion. You imagine the lead being on there and the hook link, it sort of swings around like a pendulum, and that's what works the hook free, from what I can work out. Like I say, I've never caught a zig, so carp on a zig, so it's all new to me. But yeah, that's what I'm going to go in with. 3 rods set up like that. I'm going to get some zigs tied up now. Well, the old Sonic 8 little edgehog recording jobby thing, that seems to be okay. That was the first time I've used it on that last clip. So who spotted the mistake on the last clip? Not the bit where I said I've never caught a zig. Well, I meant to say I've never caught a carp on a zig, but where was my mistake in that clip? I realised it as soon as I'd finished the clip. How do I know what depth to tie the zigs until I know what the depth is out there? What I was meant to do, and I am going to do, is I'm going to get my marker rod set up. I'm going to get a float out there and find out how deep I'm fishing, so I know where to set my zigs at. That's my first mistake I've already worked out. So yeah, there'll be plenty of those in this vid, so don't worry. But I'm going to get the marker rod set up now, get it wrapped, get the float out, and we'll find out what depth we've got, and then I'll go from there what depth I think I should be fishing at. So distance sticks are set up, tripod's all set up, rods are all ready. All I've got to do now is find my depth and my spot. So marker rod, it's an important bit of kit that all of us should really have. Mine isn't nothing special. It is a matching scope rod to what I've got, purely because when I bought a job lot of them, I got 4 instead of 3, so I thought, right, that'll do for marker rod. If I can chuck a marker float that far, and I'm going to get my rig there. Reel, a lot of people wouldn't use this normally, but I had a bait runner, Shimano bait runner left. It's plenty good enough for what I need it to do. I've got a 10-foot rod, so I'm not going to be fishing long range, and I've just tried it at 20.5 wraps, which is what I fished on the bottom last time, and I can hit that quite comfortably, even with the float. And I just think for depth-wise, it's just so much easier having a bait runner. You can flick it on and off just for letting your line on and off. I just think it's much easier than unscrewing a clutch. So that's my reason for that. I've got on the reel, that's £25 Nash spod braid. Again, that come in a job lot, and to be honest, I've never had it before, and it feels really, really good braid, to be fair. And then I've got a £50. This is a £50 Berkeley Whiplash braided lead I've sort of made myself, and that's joined together on the reel. I've got about 7 turns on the reel, which you only need 4, but me, I always go extra. And that's just a 7-turn back-to-back grinner knot joining those two, which I'll cover that at some point. Not in this video, I'll do a separate video on that. I will just show you the end setup, how I use it. So you'll see I've got a lead attached to, this is what they call a size 8 big-eyed swivel. That, see, it's got a big eye one end. And then I've got a quick clip that's gone straight on my lead. That's a 2.5 ounce lead, and that slides up and down. This end, I've got, let's put that back on a minute. Get on there. Right. A stop bead or buffer bead, whatever you want to call it. 7-turn grinner knot to another size 8 big-eyed swivel. That's got one of the quick clips that's just attached to the bottom of the float, so I can take it on and off. So I don't have to have the float on all the time. I can sort of like just whip it off, lead around, find my spot, and then put my float back on, which I can never do very well. Got away with it today. Then that goes back on there. That bead slides down. That's the marker float setup. So let's get it out in the pond at 20.5 wraps and see what depth we've got. Right, here we go. Let's have a cast. This is the one where it cracks off and you just hear a whoosh and the float goes flying in the tree at the far end. Right, keep looking. Dink. Okay, and we're there. Floats hit the bottom. Tighten down to it. Engage the bait runner. Let's see what depth we've got. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, that's deeper than I imagined it. Unclip the spool there. Right, see that float's just come up, so we're 7 feet there. So if you can see the floater there, that's 7 feet. Let me check the camera, and if you can't, I'll zoom in on it. Oh, I don't know if you can actually see that. You might have seen that fish jump in the back. Do you know what? I can't actually see the float myself. Okay. That's something new then. That orange doesn't pick up very well on a video, does it? Let's have a look. Ah, there it is. Terrible though, isn't it? So that's where we are. We are there. And that fish jumping behind, it's a good sign. So 7 feet. I think to start with, I'm going to fish one at 3.5 and one at 5. Is that a fair shout, you think? I don't know. That's what we're going to do there. But I'm going to spin round now and we're going to chuck one the other way like I did last time. Okay, I'm going to chuck one where we did last time, where I chucked the solo rod down that bottom end. I'm going to try it down there. Same distance. Let's throw that out and see what we've got there. Right, that's donked down as well. Just check the depth there. Let me zoom you in a bit this time so you can actually see it a bit better. Okay, let's check the depth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, that one's 8. 8.5 plus the float. I didn't allow for the float on the last one either. So I'm going to say that's 8.5 to 9 feet there. And the other was about 7.5 feet, the other spot. So I think there, I'm going to fish. I'm going to fish a 5 there, a 5 foot. So we're mid water there. And then on the other 2 spots, I'm going to fish upper in the water. So yeah, that's that. That's the markering done. But they're both going to be, all 3 rods are going to be fished 20.5 wraps. 2 out to the first spot, 1 out to that spot. Right, let's get the marker in. Let's get some zigs tied up now. Now I know how deep to tie them. So, there are my zigs tied. I've got a fluorescent Thinking Anglers Kicker one with one of their black barrels. That's a size 8 Thinking Anglers hook as well. And the line is this £13 Thinking Anglers stuff, purely because I've seen Scott Lloyd stuff and he catches some massive fish doing this. So, their kit works. Again, so the Thinking Anglers hook, black kicker this time with a black and red. Same again, black kicker but with a black and yellow. And we're going to try some of this business. Look, some corn twist smoke. I think that's the thick one. And a pinky almond smoke. So we're going to dab a bit of gear on there. I'm going to fish 1 without it, 2 with it. See if it makes any difference. Right, let's get some casting because it's looking lovely for a zig, isn't it? Right, so attaching the zig. Something I noticed when I pulled this off the spool, it sort of was coiled. So I kind of held the hook end and I've sort of just ran it through my fingers a couple of times. And it's gone nice and limp now. So there's a little tip or something I've learnt as well. Got a really long anti-tangle sleeve. You come in closer so you can see. And that's going to go on my quick change clip. The knot I've used is a Palomar knot on that. I'm not sure that's the strongest knot I could be using, but I'm going to try and see how that goes. And then that's going to go on there. That's going to slide over so that cannot tangle in flight. You'll see my mud sleeve is only just pulled on. That's the setup. And I think for this one, I'm going to use that one. The old corn twist goose. So let's get that a bit of that gear on there. Whether this stuff makes any difference, I don't know. Who knows? All I know is it gets everywhere. I've already got it all over my fingers from doing some hook baits up last night, but that's for a different vid. Right, that's going to go on the left rod, and that's fished at 3.5 feet. So spin the camera around. Let's get that out. Okay, let's get the left rod out for this is take 2. The first one didn't hit the clip, and I know from watching other vids that if you don't hit the clip, there's a good chance the zig's tangled. So it's a bit harder. That's got it. Beautiful. Okay, I'm going to get the second rod out now. This is the straight black barrel on the fluoro kicker jobby, but with no goo. This is just going a plain piece of foam. Nice. Right, time to get rod number 3 out. That's the 5.5 foot one that is fished on what we got, the red and black barrel on the black kicker, and this has got pink almond goo, smoky stuff on it, and that's going to be fished down the bottom on its own. So let's get that out there now and see if that is the right choice. Nice. Okay. So rods are out, all on the spot, all landed okay. I'm happy with all of them. I'm going to give them half an hour, 40 minutes. If nothing's happened, I'm going to wind them in, rewrap them, and then swap the zigs around. Move one zig from one spot to another spot. Same with the goo, etc., and all that. Just keep messing around because there's loads of different options we can try here. And just try and get my first zig carp. That'd be great. Be a big confidence booster, not just for me, but for some of you watching this that want to try it. If somebody like me who's never caught one can go out and catch one, then you can do exactly the same, can't you? And if I don't catch one, don't think you'll blank because I've blanked, because it might just not be the right day for it. It looks perfect, if I'm honest. Conditions look great for it. Conditions are good. The lake I'm on's good. I think the end tackle I've got out is pretty good. It's all down to the fish now, isn't it? But yeah, while I'm on this and you're just watching a set of rods not doing nothing at the minute, if you do like any of the vids that I do, just give them a thumbs up, please. That's massively appreciated. And a massive thank you again to all you subscribers that have subscribed. If you're new to the channel and you haven't, please do so if you wish. It costs you nothing, you're not signed to nothing, and it does help my channel grow bigger and bigger. Also in the description I've got a Facebook page. I'll put the link to that, so if you want to come on there, have a look, have a chat with other people, or send me a message asking anything, feel free to do so. Right, I'm going to go get a drink now because it's about 10:30 now. I haven't even had a drink yet. So let's see if a rod goes off. So I've just got my ticket come from the bailiff, and he might possibly fly his drone out there later on and see when I cast if there's any fish around, and if there is, what happens when the lead lands near them. That'd be quite cool, wouldn't it? Nothing's happened. I'm going to give it another 10-15 minutes, and then I'm going to bring them all in and re-chuck them. You'll see the little workstation down there, but look at that, it looks absolutely spot on for a zig, doesn't it? But I might not have the right depth in the right spot. There's a fish just shown right on that tree line there. So let's see how we get on. So I've wound them all in, rewrapped them again, and I'm going to switch them the opposite way now. So this yellow and black one that was over that side, that's now going down that side. So I'm going to swap them all around. So that's moved to there, that's moved to there, that's moved, and we'll just keep doing that. This one, I'm going to put a bit more of the older corn twist on. I've got it, so we might as well put it on. Give that a douse in that. This one's fished at about 3.5 feet in roughly 9 feet. So with the bottom third of the lake on this one, but we'll get that out now. Nice. Second rod that I'm going to put out. That is the black barrel on the aluminous kicker. Again, that's going to have the old corn twist on it. I'm trying to set the bloody lid off. I've already took the lid off. Never mind. So give that a good dousage of that. I'll get on there. Smells nice. And that's on, say, the 4 foot, and that's going in about 8.5 feet. So that's roughly mid water. So I'm going to put that as the left hand rod. We'll get that out there now. Perfect. Okay, the third and final rod is the black and red one, and that's going to have a load of the old almond smoke goo go on that. So everything is gooed up, all three rods got goo on now. And this is the 5.5 feet one, and that's going out in the 8.5 foot spot. So let's get that one out as well. Perfect as well. Time for another recast. Last swap around, and then my next idea is I'm putting longer ones on. But this time, all three are getting this corn twist goo Korda jobby thing. Some magic potion in a bottle. It's going to catch me a fish, I think. Who knows? But this is the black one with the Illumins kicker. That's going down there. Basically, they've all rotated round. So the one that was there is going there. The one that was there is coming here, and so forth. Then I'll swap all three rods round on all three spots, and then if nothing's gone, which is the last chance, this is, I need to go longer. So let's get this one out first. Right. On number 2, red and black, that's going on the middle rod. No, sorry, that's a lie, it's going on the left rod. Again, covered in the old corn twist stuff. See how that one goes. I'll just whip this one out quick, mate, and then yeah. Right, and then the third and final rod, yellow and black, with this corn goose stuff that's not doing any good. I've actually just got the bailiff stood behind me with a drone, so I don't know if the bailiff would like to get a drone shot of a rig going out or not. We'll have a look and see. He's just rogered that, so that's a goer then. Yeah, I'm good, mate. You good? Cool. I don't know, where do you reckon's best for it? Yeah, cool. Yeah, I'm going sort of like where that pine, the first pine tree is. Yeah, cool. Right, so we'll get the third rod out now. There's a drone out there that's going to try catch what happens when the lead lands. All I've got to do is cast where he actually wants me to cast it. So, see how that one goes. So, why is the East Coast holding a plate? The reason for that is I've now tied on this rod. I'm going to go 7 foot now. I'm going to come right up in the water. So that means that my hook is going to be sat on the floor. So I'm just going to rest it on the plate when I cast out. That's what the plate's for. I'm going to put a bit of corny twist goo on it as well. And I'll try it up in the water because there's definitely fish in front of me. Christian's put his drone out and had a fly around the lake, and there is a few fish in my area, so maybe I'm not at the right depth, I don't know. Let's gently manoeuvre this, put that on the plate, rest the plate behind me on the floor so the hook can't get impeded in nothing. Right, let's get it out there. Beautiful. And this rod got fish down on its own. I've tied a 6.5 foot one on that one, which we know is in 9, so I'm about 2.5 feet under the surface again. Bit of this twisty goo, corn stuff, whatever it is. I'm not even convinced this does anything, but I've got it, so let's try it. Again, this one's going to be put on the plate, so I don't catch nothing, hopefully. Rest it on there. Okay, let's get this one out. Nice. That's the thing when you cast your zig, just be confident. The zig will follow wherever the lead goes. As long as you don't like throw it up in the air, it will follow it. So that's something to take from that. That's about all I can give you on this video so far. I haven't bloody caught nothing. Right, let's get this on the rest and see what happens. You lot are going back to watching the rods that aren't doing anything while I tidy my little station up. And I'm going to get the kettle back on because the conditions have changed. If I spin this camera around slowly, you'll see the sun has moved round, but it looks very bleak out there. It's turned a lot colder than it was this morning. No excuses. The fish are out there. Come on. And there's also a fish just jumped right out there in the middle of the lake. So that's my next move, is I'm going to come closer in. And there's a fish just jumped to the far bank. I don't know if I'll be able to pick that up. No, never mind. Right. As you'll see, I've got a resident robin that seems to like living in my swim. The ducks are trying to move in. I've got my bloody jacket on as well now. So it's turned proper cold. And we've got no fish. I've got three, what have I got? A hood, t-shirt and a jacket on. And I'm still cold. So it's time to be burning something soon. But it's nearly midday. I've got to be gone by about 3 o'clock. So I'm hoping to swap in height of zigs. Might do something. I've kept the longest one out there that I had, and I've put 2 longer, so now I'm fishing like 5, 6 and 7, where earlier I was fishing like 3.5, 4.5, 5. So who knows, but we're trying. It'd just be nice to catch one. So all it takes is one fish, isn't it? But for now I'm going to make a coffee and then think about burning something. Just spotted that land. You're not going to see it very clearly, but that is a stork. You don't often see storks. It's blurry because my phone, bloody iPhone, zoom's crap on it. But yeah, that's just landed. These haven't done anything. I've got a cheeky little robin that keeps jumping up and down. Look, I've got all my goo, my plate and all that ready. Let's have a wander back up here. We're burning. My mate said, I've never seen 6 sausages in one row. Well, guess what, my friend? You're going to get to see it again, because that's what we're having today. 6 sausages, and I've even got one of those mucky cheese slice things to put on the top. I'm going to put you back down there and hope we can get a bite on those rods. But as you'll see, conditions have changed. I'm not making any excuses, and I'm still confident we will get something. I'm going to keep trying. That's all we can do, and if I don't catch this time, I'll come out and I'll make another bloody video, because I'm having a fish on a zig at some point. So that's like my way of saying thank you to you lot for staying with it and wait until I get one. Right, put you back on the rest and I'll get on with me burning. fish on. First ever bite on a zig. Wow. So it is possible. Playing this mega gentle because I'm not used to light links and long links and all that. Please don't fall off. It's already up there on the surface. I don't know what you can see of this footage wise. Doesn't feel a particularly heavy fish, to be honest. I don't care, it's a bite on a zig. That's on the long hook link as well, 7 foot, right up on the surface pretty much. Gently bring it in. Come on, in you come. I can see the lead clip, can't see the fish though, that's still like 5 foot underwater. In actual fact, no, I've told you wrong, this isn't the 7 foot link. It's the shortest link, it's a little mirror. And that is job done. First ever fish on a zig. Get in. Wow. Okay. I'm going to get the mat and bring him here because he deserves to be on the video. Believe me, he's a small fish. Just unhook him here. Wow, look how easy that come out. Lead's gone. Right, let's take this out of the way. Easy. He's a tiddler, trust me. Wow, he's so small. But it's easy. You're so small I can barely get you in my hands. I mean, like that small, doesn't matter. It's a fish on a zig. It's a new method I know that works. There he is. Come on, let's get you back. Thank you very much. You're more important than you realise, Mr. Fish. A lot more important. He's gone straight back. How cool is that? The size is irrelevant, and I'm not saying it because it's a tiddler. That fish is a lot more valuable in my fishing career than you would probably think, because now that means I've unlocked something new in my fishing. I've proved to myself, and hopefully to you lot watching this, it does work. I've kept chopping and changing. I'd forgotten what I even had on what rod, to be honest. I swapped around that many times. I thought I had a long link, I didn't. That was the original 4.5 foot link, fished in 8.5 feet, so mid water. What did that fish weigh? £3 maybe? Didn't matter if it was £23. It's the fact of I've achieved what I've set out to do today. So yeah, I'm going to celebrate now with a burnt sausage, stack of cheese, bun, and then we're going to get the rod. I'm not even casting back in. I'm having my food, sit down, and I'm just going to take in the moment and enjoy it, because that's what it's all about. So I'll see you with some burntness. Let's have a look how these are going on. Oh, we'll take that one. We're celebrating. We've got brown, red, mustard, and that all going in there. I'll show you the end result. It's going to be epic. Where a sausage baps go, you've got to admit that is proper badass. Look at all that in there. Starving. Thank you very much. Absolutely made up. Right, that's dinner over. Let's get bloody on with trying to catch one more, shall we? So I'll just take you through the rod that went. Just place that down there. So there's my lead clip. There's my link. There's my lead clip. The mud sleeve did its job. Tangle sleeve is on, and we are about 8 inches from the tip of the rod down to the butt ring. So that's that length, 4.5 feet. I'd actually cast it further out. I see fish show further out than I'm fishing. Right, so this rod's going to go back out over there. I've just re-wrapped it. It's 23.5 wraps. So I've gone 3 more wraps on. So not loads further, but it is further than I was fishing. So let's get this one out there. Oh, didn't quite hit the clip there, but spooked the fish as soon as it landed. A fish swelled on the top, so could be on for more. Let's get it back in. Again, if you're not happy with your cast, don't just leave it. Right, bit more of the twist on. Okay, let's try that one again. Just need to chuck it a little bit harder, because I'm cautious of catching something behind me, but I don't think I can. Like, just wallop it out there. That's better. Poof. Come on, that's a 60 going to be on there. I don't think so either. So now I've caught a fish, I'm going to move a second rod to that spot. But instead of changing it to that depth, I'm going to leave it at the 7 foot depth. I know you should have changed all your rods to the same depth, same colour, but I'm just going to see if there's any kind of bigger fish sat further up in the water in that area, and see if this can pick one off. You never know. So put it on the plate, because we need that for this hook link. Okay, we're all clipped up. Here we go. Beautiful. This rod here, I've just wound it in, and I've put it on the right hand side of where those two are fishing, sort of not in the same zone. It's probably 25-30 yards down the bank, but on the same line, and you never know, because nothing's happened down there. We'll see if we can just get one more. I don't care if we don't get any more. That's job done to me. This is all bonus now, so yeah, fingers crossed. The closest rod you can see, I've just moved, fish just banged out, and I've literally wound the zig in threw it out there, and it's landed pretty much within the rings of where the fish shoe. Felt the leg go down. I'd say I'm probably 3 foot under the surface with that. That's a 5 foot zig on that one. I'd say I'm 3 foot down, so you never know, could go off instant. It's a lovely little shot though, that isn't it, for a photo. Just had one final shuffle around with the rods. The middle I've left exactly where it is. That's where I had the fish off earlier. Quite happy to leave that. The right hand rod, oh sorry, yeah, the closest rod, I've put it that way, about a third of the way out, just randomly cast anywhere. It felt a good 8-9 foot deep, and I'm fishing about 5, so mid water there. The left hand rod I've put right over to the far margin along there. I'm probably about a rod length off the trees, rod length and a half at the absolute most. I didn't want to go tight to it because obviously I haven't got the hook link to kind of back a fish away from going in the snags, so that gives me a bit more chance. Felt about the same depth, 8 foot, and I've swapped that back to the 3.5 foot black and yellow, so I've gone right down on below mid water now. Yeah, that's it really, can't do a lot more. So you'll see it's getting duller. My time is running out. I'm going to spin you back around there. That's going to be your view for a while. See if we can get one more bite before I wind in. I've got about 40 minutes left, so only takes a second, doesn't it? Well, as you may see, it's becoming a lot duller. Sun's definitely gone down. I've got about, I don't know, 20 minutes. I think the rain's going to move in later on. Nothing else has happened with these rods. I'm going to start slowly packing a few bits of kit away. I've packed one net away. I did bring 2 nets. I don't know if anyone had twigged that. I wasn't being arrogant thinking I'm going to smash the place, but from videos I've seen of other people, when you get it right, multiple takes are not uncommon in a highly stocked lake. So that was my thinking. Oh, if I've got one on, I could get another, but we just got the one so far. But 20 minutes, and then they're going to get wound in, and we're going to call it a day. But I'm definitely going to come back and do this again because I really enjoyed it. And I'm going to try some other stuff as well that I don't normally do, like maybe solid bag fishing. I don't do that. Chod fishing, I do quite a bit of that, so I'm quite happy making a vid on that. And yeah, just try and cover some different things and unlock some different methods for 2025 season. There's bloody fish out there on the top, look. I don't know if it'll pick it up. Just rolled its little back out of the water, just there. So, you never know. Right, last 20 minutes. Well, I've got 5 minutes left on my time before I need to start winding in. Middle rod is going to be the last one to come in. Quick recap, there's 5 anglers on the lake today. The other 4 are all fishing hard on the deck. The deck has done 2 bites between 4 anglers. Zigs has done 1 bite and I'm the only person fishing them. So percentage wise, Zigs is actually in front, isn't it? If you put my 3 rods against the 8 that are on the bottom, Zigs is actually technically outfished bottom bait fishing. But yeah, would I caught more on the bottom today? I don't know. I'm not sure, to be honest. And we're down to 2 rods. And there is 1 solitary rod sat there. I think I'll pack the unhooking that away first, and then I can't hold it out any longer. It's got to come in then. Wow, as you'll see in the background, rods are in, everything's packed away. That's the end of my session, but got it, got the result. That was it. That's all I wanted to do, was catch 1 fish on a zig, a relative of size. So yeah, hope you've enjoyed this. I've enjoyed doing it, and there will be some more zig fishing vids coming up in the future. I don't know when, but yeah, it's definitely something I'm going to use a lot more. And there will be future videos, different things like I've mentioned, chods and solid bags and some more bait fishing, etc. and that. But yeah, until next time, thanks very much for watching. Don't forget to give it the old thumbs up, and yeah, see you when I'm out and about next. Take it easy, people.